So let me say a few words about the honors oral examination and their structure. So these examinations are about an hour long, maybe a little bit shorter if there are fewer than three committee members. All of the honors students taking them are graduating this year, and the questions should be difficult, but they should also be supportive. I always say honors oral examinations are the opportunity that we faculty have to learn a lot from students about the student experience of Stetson University and whether or not we've succeeded in the goals that we've set for ourselves, we faculty. And so every honors oral examination is a little bit different, but I'll talk about sort of an idealized one. It usually consists of 3 or 4 parts. By tradition, we spend the first 15 or 20 minutes of honors oral examination discussing the student's senior research project. And of course, in the business school and in the music school, there's no honor senior research, but there are significant research projects in the business school and senior recitals. And so ideally, one of the committee members either worked directly with the student on the project or is at least familiar with the project. So we always ask the student to talk us through the honors, the senior research, or their senior performance, or a major research project in the business school. And we're looking for here a certain degree of expertise commensurate with what we would expect our best majors to have. And so things like methodology, major actors, the ability to communicate efficiently, the procedure of the senior research, the results, to communicate those results to people who may not be specialists. And so 15 to 20 minutes, the student usually spends 5 or 10 minutes discussing the project, and this is the moment where you can sort of prod them and ask them to contextualize their senior research in the broader scholarly tradition of their major, grounded in some sort of musicological history. Why did they pick this particular topic? And I always ask, explain your research project or your performance to your grandma. It's an opportunity for them to try to express not specifics, which are actually pretty easy, but the whole why the heck did you do this in the first place? The second part of the honors oral examination, we talk about the student's experience at Stetson University, asking questions about in particular their honors courses, if they had any, if one of the professors is familiar with the honors course, but also with general education and non-major courses. For a lot of for many of these exams, that part is devoted to the student explaining what he or she learned in those 4 years or 2 years that they've spent at Stetson's campus, which sounds very difficult, but I think that this part of the exam always goes by very, very quickly, and the students are eager to try to articulate major takeaways, transformations, epiphanies that they've had in the time that they've been here. The last, I guess the third part of the honors oral examination is devoted to a discussion of the credo, and here's the point where you can ask specific questions about the credo. And the last part is trajectory. Where do they go from here? It's just an opportunity for you to suss out whether they're going to graduate school or looking for a job or professional school, their motivations for doing it, their plans for the next 5 years. That's been a major topic in their honors junior seminar, sort of an orientation for what comes after Stetson University. At that point, you can ask the student to step out of the chat for a couple minutes and come back in 5 or 7 minutes and take that time to discuss the student's performance Really, the question is, did the student pass or did the student fail? And to be totally honest, I've been doing these since 2005, and although several students have come close to failing, no student has ever failed. If it's a particularly stupendous job, we tell the student that they have passed with distinction. There's no sort of regalia, there's no special diploma, it's bragging rights, and it's our way of acknowledging that they have done an exceptional job both as a student and at the honors oral examination. So they come back in and we congratulate them, we tell them how they've done, we give them a little bit of feedback. I usually say a few words about what they did well and what they did poorly in the examination, and then we all say goodbye. And so the whole thing should take right around an hour and 5 minutes.